out, man. This Alchemist. It's the God right here.
Don't pee right here, you know what I'm saying? And don't be scared to get shitty, man. You know what I'm saying? UGTV is going down.
It's good, y'all. This is Music Soul Channel right now. You are checking out Urban Grind TV.
What up, man? This is Ludacris, and right now you are watching UGTV.
What's happening? It's the Teflon Don Ricky Rouse. And right now you rocking with Urban Grind TV. It's going down. Flock, man. Flock Bell installed 10 minutes. UGTV don't go nowhere.
Yo, what's up? It's Eric Sermon, the Green Light Bandit in Chi-Town. UGTV, you know how I do all day. Represent that. You know what time it is.
Hey, Joel Santana, and right now you checking out Urban Grind TV. Dipset for life, Skull Gang forever, Slow Bucks, keep up. Ooh.
What's up, it's the Patty Cake Man, and you are watching UGTV right here.
It's Big Snoop Dogg, Urban Grind TV, you understand me?
Urban Grind TV, Face Mob in the building. I'll let your motherfucking boy.
Killer Cam, King Joffrey, Joe, Spacey, Sprockets, and right now you watching Urban Grind TV. You know what it is. Dipset, you win.
Yo, check it out, y'all. It's the dead. It's Raekwon the Chef, and you doing it big right now on Urban Grind TV.
What's good, Master God? You know what it is. You watching UGTV.
Yo, what's up? It's DA to the Z, Urban Grind. You know what I mean? Television, keeping y'all updated. Get on the log in, email us, holla back. It's DA to the Z right here, Chicago, baby.
What's up, everybody? You are tuned in to Urban Grind TV. We're here at Zanie's Comedy Club in Old Town, and I'm here with Mr. Doobie Maxwell. How are you?
It's Dobie Maxwell, but that's okay. I'm not famous yet, like you. This is your show, Shanika. I'm glad to be. It's good to see. My grandpa told me, he said, you know you're going to get older when the young ladies talk to you and they're nice to you, and because you're no longer a threat to them. This, I know I'm getting old. It's like, you're funny like my dad. So that's good. It's good to be on the show.
So, Dobie.
Yes.
Dobie Maxwell.
That is correct.
Just make sure we got that together.
And you're Shanika.
Shanika speaks.
Traditional spelling.
Well, whatever traditional is for Shanika.
Now, see, another thing my grandpa told me, people are special whose name is a sentence. Your name is a sentence.
It is. So I am famous and special.
I would have to work harder than an ugly stripper for you people, and I will do it, because Mr. Lucky has come to Chicago. This is a big night for me. I don't care what kind of mood you're in. I'm going to cheer you up. Nothing is happier than knowing somebody else is doing worse than you. Isn't it great to know that? I'm that guy. My life can be summed up in 3 words. Worst case scenario. Every part of my life. Then you add a glitch or a twist or a wrinkle, and that's how it works. I don't know. My whole life's been that way. I was a kid. I went to see the Harlem Globetrotters play basketball. They lost. That has never happened before. I'm the only person I know that has run out of gas in a car wash. Did you ever happen to him? That's bad. Twice in the same week. I locked my keys in the car. I was 7 years old, I took a baseball to the head, and that'll wake you up in a hurry, boy. I learned about the powers of random chance. Everybody in here has got luck in your life. Luck is a part of everybody's life. And I was playing baseball in the backyard. There was no game going on. I was a ball and a bat by myself, and I threw the ball up and took a swing. It was off the bat, right in the head, and I was bleeding and crying, and the neighbors were having a barbecue next door. And it's funny to watch somebody you know get hurt right in front of you. They're bent over, they're laughing so hard. And my grandpa came out. You know how grandpas are, with the wife beater t-shirt on there and the baggy shorts and the knobby white knees and dark socks and sandals and newspaper under his arm. He just looked at me while I'm bleeding and he said, with your luck, if it was raining whores, you get hit in the head with a queer. So he said, that's a hell of a thing to hear when you're 7 years old. What's a queer, Gramps? Ask your scoutmaster. What's a whore? Ask your grandma.
Okay, so you've been a funny man almost forever, even before I was born.
Before you were born, before the internet, I used to have to walk uphill to comedy clubs both ways in the snow barefoot to tell jokes to people.
What did you do before like Twitter and social media?
You know, it's crazy. I go with young comics today and it's like, well, you don't have GPS. Like, no, I have. It's called a map. It's like Rand McNally. You probably don't even know who Rand McNally is. You get to the gigs. I used to have to stop. Pay phones, call the gigs. We're going to be late. So I'm totally old school. And now it's like people, I see the comics today. It's funny. It's a whole different world. I'm the last generation of the old fogies. Once we're dead, our generation, you guys will take over the world because you have the internet your whole life.
Yeah, we have.
I don't. I mean, I hold up. My grandpa died in 1981, and you hold up a cell phone today. What's that, Gramps? What's that? Your lighter? No, it's a computer. What's that? It's a cell phone. What's that? There's a camera in there with a calculator. All those things in there. Technology. It's the Jetsons. It's here.
We have it all. Everything.
Been doing this a long time, man. Working honky tonks, gin joints, smoke-filled fornicatoriums all across America. I've been a comedian since 1985, and tonight is the third largest crowd I've ever performed for. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm shaking like a three-legged dog, crapping peach pits, going through heroin withdrawal. It's a big night, man. I'm in Chicago. I'm from Milwaukee, it's my hometown. That makes Bakersfield look like Hollywood. You been to Milwaukee before? Are you a Wisconsin person? Really, where are you from? Originally from Milwaukee, and you got out? You live in Chicago now? Oh, you live in Madison? Oh, okay, because Milwaukee is a different world. There's something in the water. I don't know if it's all the German people in there. It's a whole different world. Home of the cheapest, drunkest, most overweight people per capita on the face of the earth. We get the trifecta every year. I'm not kidding you. People from Milwaukee are cheap. We take $1 out of our wallet. George Washington is blinks from the light. He's been in there a while, Jack. Big people, too. Gravy is a beverage in Milwaukee. Big, fat, beer-drinking, cheese-eating people with big, fat, beer-drinking, cheese-eating pets in their house. You see bowls with goldfish with the cracks of their ass showing. Big fish swimming around in circles, half-eaten bratwurst floating on the top of the tank. Big fat babies, too. Strollers made by Hummer. I never heard anywhere else. With four-wheel drive, big-ass baby hauler.
Okay, so you said you've been doing it 30 years. How do you keep the comedy, fresh and up to date?
I'm bored. I have ADD. I change it around for me. I do some of the same bits every night, but I never do them in the same way. It's like a jazz musician, jazz riff. They talked to John Coltrane, Miles Davis. They said, I play some of the same songs, but it's the interpretation of the night. And that sounds really corny, but it's really true. To read the audience, to go up there, to put your troubles aside, and to be in the moment and the zone on that stage, that's what makes it worthwhile.
You seem really passionate about the comedy and everything that you do. So who's your favorite comedian?
Anybody that's got the guts to stand on stage in front of an audience and try to make them laugh, they have my respect. I like them. My personal favorite, I love Rodney Dangerfield. He was my favorite. I think we all have pedigree. Comedians have pedigree. And mine, I don't do the same jokes as Rodney, but we come from the same place. And I'm a big fan of his. But I like a lot of it. So, Martin Lawrence or whoever. I'm a fan. I analyze comedy. I don't laugh at comedians. Most comedians don't laugh. But I like what he does. I like what she does. It's like a musician. You study their technique and style.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank you so much for taking time out to interview with UGTV. And just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do. And, we're ready to see you hit the stage.
Well, you're a big star, Shanika. This is going right on my resume.
Okay.
So I appreciate it. Let's get a picture today. So when you, I could be your limo driver when I get your pool boy or something like that. Thanks for having me. It was fun.
No problem. Guys, y'all stay tuned. I got Dobie Maxwell. Dobie?
Perfect.
At Zanie's Nightclub, Comedy Club. Y'all make sure you stay tuned.
This is Dobie, Mr. Lucky Maxwell. No matter what kind of day you're having, mine is worse than yours, and that's why I'm a comedian. You can book me or read my daily blog of what it's like to be a comedian at Dobie Maxwell, D-O-B-I-E, MaxwellLikeTheCoffee.com. You are watching Urban Grind TV. You touch that dial, I'll find you. Hi, this is comedian Dobie Maxwell. I want to take a special minute to thank Zanie's Comedy Club for all they've done for me on stage and off. In 1993, I had a car accident. I flipped a convertible over and almost died. I broke my sternum twice. I broke my jaw. I couldn't walk. I couldn't talk. I couldn't eat. Zanie's Comedy Clubs had a check in my hospital bed the next day. My parents didn't come and see me, but Zanie's Comedy Club put me on the map. They had made me work it off, but they had made me a comedian. If it wasn't for Zanie's Comedy Clubs, I wouldn't be on the comedy scene today. I love you, Zanie's. Thank you for having me all these years.
Lost myself in it. Whole life real, ain't never been invented. I squeeze that steel like it ain't been a minute. Best think it through before you put my name in it. Yeah, nigga, I do. Everything you rap about, nigga, be cool. We in this bitch, we don't play by the rules. Half these niggas, I don't see them like who. Talking out their ass, they ain't even got a clue. Now tell me this, before you tell me that, was you ever so broke that you forced to trap? And when them niggas shooting, did you go and bust back? Or did you run a crime in your mob, believe that? I don't smoke loud, I puff wax. Hits off my cloud, that's my vape pen. I'm puffing my eyes real low, but nigga, I ain't sleeping. Keep calling and calling the phone, no answer, then she out creeping. I party so hard, you know that I'm rolling and it ain't the weekend. I want it so bad, I gave it to her while she was sleeping. She moaning, she glad, she rolled me like she was having a shit. Yeah. Bitch, I'm doing me like I'm supposed to be. How that money looking, like I'm loading up some groceries. Try to pull it if you wanna. That shit I blow is stronger. I don't play no games. Been about it like so long. They try to diss a nigga, I'm like, hold on. Why they hate those? What I'm asking. All these bad bitches I'm smashing. Work that camera like a Kardashian. I don't care. These lames burning out in that 550. Couple bad bitches in the ride with me. I'm rolling up that loud sticky. Try to come at me, I heard them. Ball shit, one word them. I'm running through this like a movie script. And why you think they call me your murder? I'm true to this, so true to they. Say you running up, well, where you at? I put my whole hood up on the map in that tray one, that where I'm at. Tatted on me, so I'm wearing that. It's my young niggas who got it. Fuck with life, don't we that product? We them niggas on it like all day. Same hood, same bitch, ain't plain nigga. We hungry, my mood like I'm taking that. Won't stop till I got them all built. You sleep long, I take naps. Only fake niggas set traps, you can bet that. Bounce it off my chest, cause I just 8 tracks. Got 2 pistols on, that's me doing my John Gotti. 2 joints in my ear, I pop them big boys.
You're watching UGTV. Urban Grind Television. I am here at the world famous Zanie, sitting here with Butch Bradley, one of the best comedians in this
UGTV.
Yeah. So Butch, how you doing today? I've read up about you. You're from Atlantic City. How does it feel to be in Chicago?
I love Chicago. This is, I mean, you know, it's hard when you leave your city to come to another city and sort of give it props. But this is one of my favorite places to perform. Everybody's down to earth and cool. I could leave a show and think I'm going out for 10 minutes. I end up out in town till 3 in the morning with 5 drinks in me, and your food, everything's large. I gain like 11 pounds every night, but it's just a cool place. Zanie's rocks, and you know, downtown Chicago is just killer. I love it.
Absolutely. So you've been doing a lot of different things. I read up that you've been on with Craig Ferguson and Comedy Central. How does it feel to be doing what you're doing right now? I mean, like, what is it like? You're a comedian out on the road.
You know, I love it. It's you know, touring is really cool. Ferguson's cool. It's a great show. I've done it a bunch of times, and I just actually worked with Steve Byrne on Sullivan and Son, which was really awesome. Got to work with I'm trying to throw this name out because I was like 15 watching this guy, but the Wonder Years dad. And you remember, you know what I mean? Like I'm supposed to act cool. I played like an Irish Union worker at a bar. Yes, it was a far-fetched, right? But
you were starstruck.
Right. And I'm like, that's the Wonder Years dad. I'm like, this is unbelievable. And everyone's professional, and I was like, sir, I loved you. You were such a great dad on the show. But yeah, you know, comedy's cool. You get to meet so many different people, and touring's cool. I did a tour in Israel with for Seinfeld, and and I've been working a lot in Hong Kong and sing all these crazy places. So yeah, comedy's good to me. The road can get a little disastrous. You have to sometimes be your own parent, lock yourself in the room, hide the key. Towns like Chicago can aid you in a wonderful way. I have to fly out of here. I fly all the time, and look, they searched me. I don't know what's wrong with my face, like if I'm the future of Al-Qaeda or something. But like, I draw security as I get to the airport, they're like, there he is, fucking follow him. I'm the guy that has like one glass of wine and they're like, you've been drinking for weeks. I think I have like the DUI face or something. Like you get a DUI and I show up. But they searched me 3 times. When you get searched 3 times, you start to lose it. You're like, oh my God, you know what? I think I have some shit in there. You know what? I don't even want those bags anymore. No, I'm good, thank you. I'll wear what I have on. My bags have zippers. This guy had duct tape, boxes sealed in duct tape. And I'm just like, and they didn't search him, and I was just like, where the fuck are those boxes going? And I've never made a bomb before, but I have a good idea. Duct tape's involved in that shit. I thought, security missed this guy. I should throw like a little signal and let them know. So I just, You know what I found out? Get you searched again. I watch everybody on the plane. I watch everybody all the time, but on the plane, I'm pretty, I'm pretty weird. I probably look crazy. Oh, is that your bag? You're putting it right there? Well, I'll fucking watch that bag right there. People move slow. I hate that, because I just think if something really happens, I'm like, this fucker's gonna be in my way. There's gonna be one person who's like, the plane's on fire. I have to get my bag. You stay. I'm so paranoid. Do you ever listen to the engine of the airplane? See if it sounds like a good engine. You put your fake mechanical engineering degree to work. Just obsess on the sound. Sounds pretty good right there. Sounds like they did an oil change or something. So you hear something you don't recognize. Shit. I'm gonna look out this little window. Trying to get your face, you're like, this is the strangest glass ever. 2 layers of plastic, I feel so safe. Then the pilot tells you how high you are. Do you really want to know how high you are? We're at 36,000 feet. Oh my God. Bring it down, show off. Or just lie to us, right? We're at 6 feet, yes. Something happens here, I'll jump, I'll roll. I read the manual. The manual said, don't worry, there's a life jacket under your ass. Oh, really? Wow, that'd be June Dandy if we were in a boat. Every time I see a plane go down, there's always an ocean full of people bobbing. Splash, splash. Marco, woo! What's the oxygen for? Who was the evil genius that thought as we were diving towards the face of the earth, we wanted to be awake? If some shit happens in here, knock me out. Pump some nitrous in here. Send me out high, faster, faster. Woo! Get to heaven, high five God. Woo! Screw Disney, that was a ride. Quick, that's mine. I want it quick when I die. I'm gonna play games.
Well, we know that we got a lot of different characters in Chicago for sure, so I'm glad to have you here. How does it feel to be at Zanie's? I mean, like, Zanie's is so cliche when it comes to comedy, you know?
It's a big deal. Like, Zanie's is one of the premier clubs in the country. It's there's the Ice House in Pasadena, and Zanie's are two of the original comedy clubs. So it's a big deal. If you're working here, you're funny, and if you're not funny, you won't work here long because the roster, everyone's a killer. So it's a great compliment to come through, a couple times a year and work these clubs. And it makes you a better comic. Chicago audiences, you know who you are. You've been around. Your family members are funny. My family members are funnier than I am. You grow up in the city, you have those kind of people around you. So when you guys come into an audience, you already know what funny is. So it's a wonderful challenge. So if you do well in Chicago, you're going to do well elsewhere.
Yeah, Chicago, we've got some broad shoulders in Chicago. So, I mean, it's definitely a pleasure to have you here.
Well, thank you very much. It's cool to be on here on UGTV. And, come out to Zanie's. You guys have one of the best stand-up clubs there is on the planet. Come out and catch some live stand-up. You guys, it's incredible. Downtown, Rosemont, or St. Charles.
Absolutely. I'm so excited for your show. Thank you for being with us today. No, it was amazing. And anything, what you got going on? Are you having...
What am I doing? Right now, I'll be here for 2 weeks, and then, believe it or not, I'm going to Shanghai, China, because American comedy is very popular there. And I'm just touring. I'll be back in Las Vegas at MGM Grand with Brad Garrett, and then I'll be in Atlantic City performing, but a lot of gigs. But if you're in Chicago, please come out and catch me, and just give me that little signal, and I'll meet you outside, and we can sneak off for a little while, and then go get some grilled cheese and Fruity Pebbles, or we could go to a bar and have a cocktail. Whatever you want to do. I love you, Chicago. God bless America.
Absolutely. You make sure you tell my cousin in China that I said hello.
I'll hook it up. I will. So says hi.
So says hello. All right. Urban Grind Television, thank you for having us. Zanie's.
Our American television is so crazy. Every show I watch, someone's dead or they're trying to find out who the killer is. I'm like, dead, 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 dead. And then I try and sleep. Oh, he's fucking coming for me now. The guy's got to start somewhere. These serial killers, they've got 1, 2, and 3. You don't want to be those. You want to be like 7 or 8. If it's going to happen, you know what I mean? I don't want to... Look, I'm not the only one. Do you ever walk down the street? And you have that one guy walking at you, but you always assume the worst? You're like, oh shit, this guy's going to kill me. You never assume anything good. Oh, this guy's going to take me horseback riding. You can get out of this. All you have to do is cross the street, but you don't. Why? Because you don't want to insult your killer. I should cross. No, that's rude. Let's hope this shit's good. Quick. It's my mom's fault, I think. Single mom made me paranoid. Do you have children, miss? No? All right. Well, when you do, don't send them out to find out if someone's breaking in. My mom would come in my room in the middle of the night. Oh, wake up. Wake up! What? Sounds like someone's breaking in. Go see what it is. I'm 9. How come that doesn't happen as an adult? Or when you're ready. I would love as an adult to be awake and catch someone trying to break in. I seem to know when to break in. I don't know. I'd love to get up in the middle of the night, go for a glass of water, see some guy cutting across my lawn, right? Pop like 2 Viagra. Take all my clothes off. Pull some red lipstick across my face. Get to the door before him and open it and be like, I've been fucking waiting for you. Since I was 9. You think he'd leave a life of crime? Hey, Johnny, why'd you leave a life of crime? I can't get into the image.
Hi, this is comedian Vince Moranto, and I'm here to wish Zanie's a happy 35th anniversary. 35 years, hard to believe. I've personally, myself, I started working here 27 years ago, so I've been here 27 out of 35 years. And boy, you look around and you think 35 years, and this place doesn't look a day over 300 if you look around at this place. But still, it's one of my favorite clubs, the ultimate club in the city. You take a look at the pictures on the wall. You see the people that have been here. Everybody who's ever done comedy, who's ever come through the Midwest has been on this stage right here at Zanie. Sam Kinison recorded his very first comedy album right here at Zanie. So happy anniversary, Zanie's. 35 more years to you.
UrbanGrindTV.
Jay Washington here for Urban Grind TV. We're at Zanie's Comedy Club here in Old Town. We're here for the Female Funny Showcase, and I'm here with a lovely female who I know personally, had a chance to work with, Miss Michelle Kajecki. How are you?
Great, awesome.
So, Zanie's Females Funnies, what all does that mean for the city and for you as a woman in comedy?
Well, you know, there are a lot more women getting into comedy right now. For a long time it has been, that was not the case. But Chicago's a great place because unlike other markets, they really do support women. It's kind of cool that they have a whole show just for women to showcase women. Because all the cliches you hear is that, you know, they don't really put women up, and Zanie's is a great place that they have one night every month to showcase females.
Now, you've been doing comedy for some time. How long exactly?
About 8.5, 9 years, on and off, because my kids are driving me nuts. So once in a while my kids go a little crazy and I have to pull back. But now my kids are launched in college, so I'm good.
How do you launch your kids in college?
You just tell them to go.
Now, have you performed here at Zanie's outside of the Female Showcase?
Yes, I have. I've done. I did a class, and then I did the showcase for the up and coming, the Rising Star Showcase. I did that, but I did a lot of suburban stuff. I'm born and raised in Chicago, but I've been spending a lot of time in the burbs because that's kind of where I'm at right now with my kids. We're probably going to move back, so I haven't been doing a lot of urban and city venues, and I plan to do more of it. But I do a lot more suburban stuff in the past.
You said you took a class here. Can you tell a little bit about the class that you took?
Yeah, I took two. They're Stand Up 1 and Stand Up 2, Dobie Maxwell, and I think Bill Gorgo subbed a little bit. I know he does some classes here. They were great. I mean, Dobie's awesome. I've done some shows with him. I've done some shows with Bill Gorgo. I work clean, so when he comes up with a clean show, he's like, "Hey, Michelle," he gives me a call. But the classes were great. Dobie's great. I would recommend them to anybody who's looking into stand-up. Both Bill and Dobie are great. They'll help you. They do all kinds of stuff.
As a female who works clean, does that open more doors for you?
Well, Dobie used to say clean is green, and I would say yes and no. I know it sounds like a crazy thing. For paying gigs, yes, it does, absolutely, because you know, your market's more broad. I just got off a clean female cruise for a women's cruise event. And people, a lot of times headliners would like somebody who's a little bit more clean in the beginning. So if they stay clean, that's good. If they go a little dirty, then that's not. You haven't covered their material. So I would recommend the clean thing. It's harder. I think it's harder. That's why I do a lot of church gigs. I do a lot of women's events, but I like to do a lot of secular or club things just because I figure if you can work clean and make people in a club laugh, then you're doing pretty good.
I'm a mom. I'm a Chicago native. I'm a mom of 2 ADD kids, and I tend to talk fast, so try and keep up. So when you're a mom of ADD kids, you have to talk fast, because you give them a simple direction: go to your room. If I don't get up fast enough, all they hear is go, and then I can't find them. Now, it's still amazing amazes me that, anybody who's got more than one kid or in a family with more than one kid, same house, same upbringing, they're the same. Okay, I've got 2 girls, again, ADD. The oldest is just like my husband, they're deep thinkers, and they quote famous authors. And then my youngest is like me, we quote SpongeBob. So here's a typical dinner time conversation at our house, because everybody knows these smart people, they're always trying to prove how smart they are. So the other day my oldest daughter says, Dad, in the philosophical realm, what's the difference between Platonic thought and Neoplatonic thought? This is where I turn to my youngest and say, okay, a duck, a priest, and a rabbi are in a rowboat. They're talking Plato, we're playing with it. And my husband's always he's an intellectual guy. He's always trying to raise the bar of the conversation around the dinner table. So the other day he's like, in the Dark Ages, they had to find different ways to communicate with people because they couldn't read. My youngest goes, no, duh, it was dark.
And you're here in one of Chicago's original comedy clubs, 35 years. So what do you have to say to Zanies in their 35-year history going forward?
Well, just a lot of history here, and it just, every time when I walk in here, it's just like there's like a spirit of something that the other spirits of comedians who have gone before. Just seeing the people on the wall and just knowing the history. And I just hope that Zanie's stays here forever because it's such a part of Chicago history. And like I said, I'm born and raised in Chicago. And I think it's a really important thing to have this spot. It's an intimate stage. Bert's awesome. All the people who work here are awesome. And I've just had great experiences here.
Well, before I let you get out of here, because I know you got to get ready to go perform tonight, go ahead and tell the people out there how they can get in touch with you, how they can reach you if they want to find you.
Okay, I do have a website. I'm on all over Facebook, Michelle Krajewski, K-R-A-J, Polish Catholic, so go figure. So my website is michellekrajewski.com. It's cleanchristiancomedy.com. It's also comedyattheedge.com, Comedy on the Edge. All goes into the same website. You can see my credits and quotes, and the calendar's not updated yet on the website. It's going to change, but
what's wrong with you?
I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm old, Jay.
I'm not saying that.
I'm saying it. So the media, I did get on Facebook, so I have a Facebook page, a fan page, and so feel free to friend me on that and like my page. But all my stuff is, I do have a website that all those names go into.
No Twitter, Instagram, none of that?
Oh, I'm working on it.
Get your life together. I told you that. You know me. Get your life together.
I'm sorry, Jay. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Again, Michelle Krajewski, Jay Washington here for Urban Grind TV. Find me on Twitter as well, at Mr. Jay Washington. Peace.
You're watching UGTV.
Okay, awesome. Zanie's 35th anniversary. The first time I walked in here, I was totally blown away. The stage, the lights are bright. I felt like I was going to get struck by lightning, or something was going to happen when I first walked on the stage, because there's just so much history here. I was born and raised in the city, and it's just an awesome club. I've driven by it, I've walked by it, and when I finally took the classes here and got on the stage and performed, it was just a true highlight, and I hope to always come back and perform here.
Jay Washington here for Urban Grind TV, still at Zanie's Comedy Club for their Female Funny Showcase, and I'm here again with another funny and beautiful comedian that I happen to know here from the Chicagoland area, a good friend of mine, Miss Diana Carlson. Diana, how are you?
Good, Jay. It's so great to be here.
Glad to have you here. So you're performing on the Female Funny Showcase. How does that feel?
It's exciting because it's my second time doing it, and it's back-to-back months, which I think is kind of a big deal.
Which means you must be funny. They brought you back.
And I'm hoping.
Now, you also, instead of just doing stand-up, you do a character as well. How do you influence the characters you do into your stand-up?
Oh, man. I studied at Second City in IO for improv, and so out of that, I met some people that kind of, I don't remember how I started with that character, but I've been doing characters for a long time.
How long?
Since I was little.
So that means you have issues you've had to deal with and you put them on stage. Yep.
Yeah.
So you're here at Zanie's, one of the most popular clubs in the city of Chicago, 35 years. What does it mean for you being here on this showcase?
It's a big deal. I think it's a big deal. I love performing in front of real live audiences, especially ones that pay to come see comedy. Because there's a big difference between free shows and people that are paying to see comedy. There's kind of a more of a level of respect, I think. and that you have to actually be funny or bring your A game. So, but it's a big deal. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a while, and I made it my goal, and now I'm here. So
You've
excited.
accomplished the goal. You're here right now. Now, how long have you been doing stand-up itself?
That's a great question. I've been asked that before, and I think it's 3 years, but I know it's definitely 2. I'm not sure.
How's the difference for the year? One, you could have just said 3 and we'd have both been fine.
I have memory lapses, so I can't remember if it. I do, and so I know. I definitely have been doing it for 2 years, but there might have been like a gap in where I did it the first time and then before.
I grew up with like a 1950s kind of mom, which is weird, but so I had like a lot of slumber parties all the time, like the typical slumber parties from the 1950s where we'd sit around the piano and sing songs, and for fun, I would get my mom to say the word sex, which she can't say, so she would get really red in the face and say things like soup, socks, saxophone, and that was like our big fun for the night.
Is it primarily here in the Chicagoland area? Do you travel? Do you get a chance to hit the road?
I've gone to, I mean, it's mostly Chicagoland area. I've gone up to like Gurnee, which is still Chicagoland, and Indiana. I did go to Peoria, which is not quite Chicagoland. It's close. It's so close, though. It's just a short ride away.
3 years in, what's some of the goals for Diana Carlson?
I would like to do more shows. Like I haven't done Laugh Factory yet. I'd like to do that. And I would like to get my stuff together to either do a one-woman show or to do like feature. Those are my next 2 steps.
That's a good goal.
3 steps.
You sound like you have an Alcoholics Anonymous step program of what you want to do with comedy.
I wouldn't call it a 12-step program in that sense.
But you know what I mean.
I do.
I know you got to get ready to go downstairs and go ahead and perform. Before I let you go, make sure you tell all the people out there how they can get in touch with you if they want to reach you.
Absolutely. You can find me on Facebook at Diana M. Carlson. I have a page and I have a personal page, so there's both of those. You can find me on Femur Comedy, also on Facebook or on the internet. You can find me at Doris and Marge on Facebook or on the internet. You can reach me on Twitter at Diana's Thoughts. That's where it is.
All right. I want to thank you very much, Diana Carlson. I appreciate you. Go down there and knock them dead. Again, this is Jay Washington here at Urban Grind TV. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. J Washington. We'll catch you guys later.
I remember the first time I actually came into Zanie's was on a first date that didn't go very well, but it was a lot of fun, and I knew at the time that I was starting to do stand-up, and I knew that I wanted to be on the stage at Zanie's. So when I finally got the response from Bert saying that you could go be part of the Female Funnies group, I was so excited. And I don't think I slept for days after performing here because it was just such a goal of mine to do, and to finally achieve that, it was just amazing.
Hollywood J.
Show out on these niggas. I've been trapping all winter, stacking all winter, just so I can show up and show out on these niggas. I've been trapping all winter, stacking all winter, just so I can show up and show out on these niggas.
I've been trapping all winter, my hands feel like I got a splinter. Wondering if you got the packs I sent you. Come on, fast forward the rent stew. I meant to put you on, use your own style, don't copy mine. Don't be so wild, that's the copy time. I don't wanna change your life for robbing mine. But it's like I'm surrounded by compulsive kleptos. Bang, 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 impulsive echoes. Toss the pillows and the kilos to my amigos and the people. What's the total gonna equal? Play your role, you got a beautiful soul. I told my baby, I'ma turn to a lady. I'm like, baby, we crashing crazy. Her love ain't expensive, it's intensive. She gets offensive and defensive if I take my eyes off her. I love the sun on her in the summertime.
Summertime, ain't nothing like the summertime. I've been waiting on the summertime. I've been trapping all winter, stacking all winter, just so I can show up and show out on these niggas. I've been trapping all winter, stacking all winter, just so I can show up and show out on these niggas.
I've been trapping all summer, been looking for a runner. Fuck niggas get hit with the thunder. So many things kept tucked under. That's something for y'all to wonder. I love you, so I recommend a rubber. That whole fresh about the gutter. Excuse me if I stutter about butter. You know stink, this a game of Yahtzee. Till they get hit by a kamikaze. Paparazzi saying they got a posse in mind. Their balls be so bossy. Renegade screaming fuck a Nazi. I'm like the real Drake from Degrassi. Just said I never be false and switching lanes. Crisscrossing, you need to understand I miss jogging. Only a few of us boss hogging. Fuck nigga out here robbing me. I think too much, my brain throbbing. What's a goon to a goblin? All these haters mobbing. It's the summertime.
Summertime. It's the summertime. I've been waiting on the summertime. I've been trapping all winter, stacking all winter, just so I can show up and show out on these niggas. I've been trapping all winter, stacking all winter, just so I can show up and show out on these niggas.
Put your heart in that shit, man. Don't expect shit from nobody. For your party, I'm at my party. Hey. Exercise, mentally paralyzed. To see you mesmerized, get baptized into this life. Exercise into this life. And all I can say is welcome with arms open, hoping and hoping that my dreams don't get broken. Smoking, so I'm joking while you drama provoking. My future's loading, I ain't frozen, I was chosen.
I've been trapping all winter, stacking all winter, just so I can show up and show out on these niggas. I've been trapping all winter, stacking all winter, just so I can show up and show out on these niggas. I've been trapping all winter, stacking all winter, just so I can show up and show out on these niggas. I've been trapping all winter, stacking all winter, just so I can show up and show out on these niggas. Trapping all winter, stacking all winter, just so I can show up and show out on these niggas. These niggas.
You're watching UGTV.
Jay Washington here for Urban Grind TV, still at Zanie's Comedy Club, the Female Funny Showcase. Again, I'm having the pleasure of talking to another funny female from Chicagoland area. She's not just a stand-up comedian, she does sketch and improv. She's involved in some of everything. Miss Karen Ruby. Karen, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
You're just such a ball of energy.
I know, I had so much coffee today. Oh my god.
I thought it was sugar.
Coffee.
So, let me ask you, how many times have you done the Female Funnies here?
This is my third time.
And what's the experience like each time?
Oh, it's always fun. You know, growing up here in Chicago, to be able to do a show at Zanie's is such a treat. I mean, it really feels good. You know, it's exciting.
Is there a difference from just doing a regular show like the Rising Star Showcase as opposed to doing the Female Funnies, which is the all ladies?
Well, yeah, it's always good to be with a bunch of ladies. You know, ladies, lady power, right? No, it's good. It's a nice venue to have. You know, yeah.
That was the best answer you can give me. A nice venue to have.
I don't know. Yeah.
Now, you, like I said, I hate that I know this woman. The fact you also do sketch and improv. Now, how does that correlate into what you do for stand-up?
Well, I've been trying to do characters in my stand-up now lately, so that's been a lot of fun. Because I did sketch first, and then I did stand-up, and then I did solo sketch. And so now I'm doing solo sketch into my stand-up, so I'm going to be doing a character on the Zanie stage for the first time tonight. Hey.
Now, a lot of people don't know how comedy works. We have a lot of new bits we introduce. You know, it can either go well or go bad.
Yeah. Luckily, I've been practicing, so I'm pretty sure it's not going to go bad.
Speaking of bad, what would you say is some of your worst experiences in stand-up so far?
Oh, I got a good one for you. So I was at the John Lovitz in LA, because I used to live in LA, and it was like my first 4 or 5 months of doing stand-up. And back then, you know, everything's new, and and I was kind of trying to change my jokes and new and all that, you know, I was like, oh, I got a great idea, and I just had revised my set that day again, right? And so like I got it was horrible because I hadn't eaten, which is, I now know, like, you have to eat, right? I hadn't eaten, and you know that I have like no tolerance for alcohol, so I had like a half a glass of wine, and I hadn't eaten, and like my friends were coming, it was like a whole big crazy, and then I got on the stage and I was like, I like was deer in headlights, like I completely like spaced, like I couldn't remember anything at all. And that was also before I realized, always keep, you know, notes in your pocket. You might not need them, but like always have it. So I didn't have my notes, like everything was like all bad, all the time, all bad. And I just got up there and I was just like, oh my God, I forgot everything I was supposed to say. And everybody laughed, right? And so I was like, I think I had too much wine. And they laughed. And I was like, okay, good. And then I was like, oh, now I remember a joke. And then I said a joke. It was like out of order. It was a horrible experience. And then I was like, yeah, I gotta go. And like I bailed. It was horrible. It was the worst one.
I think it was funny to me the fact you said you had a little bit of wine and you were all like 4'11".
That's exactly how tall I am. That's exactly how tall I am.
That's hilarious.
All right, so I was just recently Googling myself. Do you guys do that? Google yourself? I learned 2 fun facts about me. Number 1, I am average height for an 11-year-old child. And number 2, I am officially not a midget, you guys! I'm not a midget! I know, that's what they used to call me when I was a kid, but I am not a midget. If I was this tall, I would be a midget. Not a midget. Midget. I miss it by 1 inch. For real, you guys, I'm 4'11". 4'10" is the cutoff. I'm 1 inch. Doesn't seem like a lot, does it? You guys, 1 inch is huge. Right, sir? Right, if you don't believe me, think about this, right? A 1 inch hole in your boat, you're going down. An inch of dynamite, you're dead. Doctor performing LASIK, off by an inch, you can't tell me that's not a big deal. And I swear, I will scream if I see another 1 inch long cock. Roach. You guys, what if a circumcision is off by an inch, right? Right? Like that poor kid is gonna grow up to have a bat mitzvah. Cheers. Thank you. You guys, 1 inch of vodka is the difference between me having a good time and 4 dudes having a good time. Not a midget. Midget. Trouble paying my bills, government benefits. Unknown actor, my own show on TLC.
What are some of your future plans? You've been to LA, you've come back to Chicago. What's next for you?
Well, I just got a job writing for Talk Hard, so I'm really excited about that, you know, the late night talk show at Comedy Sports. So I'm doing that and just trying to keep getting out as much as I can.
Cool. Now, Karen, I know you got to get ready to go out there and go perform. Before I let you go, tell the people out there how they can reach you, Facebook, internet, Twitter, all that other good stuff.
You can find everything on my website. It's KarenRuby.com. That's CaRynRuby, and my Twitter's @KarenRuby, KarenRuby.com. Find me on YouTube, Karen Ruby, Facebook, Karen Ruby. Just check my name.
Google Karen Ruby.
Wigs all winter. #wow. You know, right? You know it's a wig?
Yeah, I know it's a wig.
wigs all winter. It's freezing. What? Because forget hats. Like wigs are where it's at. You know what I mean? Style. Keep your head warm.
Again, I want to thank Karen Ruby for the most awkward interview I just did with her pointing out wigs all day. Again, Karen, thank you
I
very
could
much.
make it more awkward.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay, great. Thanks, you guys. Thank you.
Again, this is Jay Washington here for Urban Grind TV. Find me on Twitter at Mr. J Washington. Karen Ruby. See y'all later.
So it was like a year and a half ago, and my friend Donnell Rawlings was in town, and I had been asking him like a million times, hey, put me on the stage, give me some stage time. And so finally, he had agreed to give me some stage time, but I didn't know it. And so I was at my house, I live really close to here, and he calls me, he's like, where are you at? And I was like, oh, I'm on my way. He's like, you have to be here, because you're getting on stage. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know it. So I jumped in a cab, and I was like, you gotta get me to Zanie's. And I got here like right in the nick of time, and then I got up, and it was so much fun. And that was actually my first time ever performing at Zanie's.
Jay Washington here for Urban Grind TV, still at Zanie's Comedy Club for the Female Funny Showcase. I'm here with one of the top comics in Chicago. She's been voted that by The Reader, Time Out Chicago, all different media publications. Miss Lisa Traeger.
Hi, happy to be here.
You look like you had a long evening.
Yeah, well, I've been sick, and then yesterday I drank a lot. We did a fun show called Which Witch is Which, where we all went up as witches and just did witch material. So you have to drink a lot to do that. You know, you can't just start talking about witches.
Now, and you did it at Town Hall Pub for the Entertaining Julius show.
Yeah.
Very fun show. But you have been listed as one of the top comics in Chicago. You were recently featured in Comedy Central's Comics to Watch. You were at the Glasgow Comedy Festival. You're doing a lot. How do you keep so busy?
I just don't have anything else to do. No, I just like it. I work hard, and so then you get to do fun stuff. But I don't have like a family to bog me down. I'm just like a single gal, so I just do it all. It's not. Yeah, I don't know the question. I just like doing it a lot, so I do it as often as I can, and then you get to have opportunities.
You're doing the Female Funny Showcase. Is this your first time, second? How many times?
I do this a lot. I like it. It's a more relaxed atmosphere. It's so you can try out new stuff and kind of be loose and do whatever you want. So I like that. But me and my 3 gal pals, we drove to Cleveland a few weeks ago, and we're all like feminist, cool, smart, independent ladies. We're like single, we think we're awesome. And so we were driving back from Cleveland to Chicago, and then we put diesel in the car. So we realized maybe we're not feminists, maybe we're fucking idiots. Maybe we just don't know how to do anything. And you're probably thinking like, oh, maybe she has a truck. No, it's a hatchback. So there was no reasons for it. So we ended up breaking down in the middle of Indiana, and it was really late out. And so we called AAA, but we felt unsafe. So we're like, oh, we'll just send a cop to sit behind you so you feel safer. And I was like, if I knew that, I wouldn't have said anything, because then we had to throw all the drugs out the window, which is very upsetting. And then the cop came, and he was cute, so that was fun. And he came to us, and he's like, ladies, they usually make the diesel nozzle bigger, so you can't put it in a regular car. And I was like, yeah, we're sluts. We get it in. What are you talking about? We've done it before. We make it work. I don't know what you want from us.
Now, for those who aren't familiar with comedy, as opposed to a relaxed atmosphere, as opposed to a control one where you got to be on point, what's the difference with this one and the Rising Star showcases that they have and so on?
Oh, I guess with Rising Stars, what they do that here once a month, you have to, the booker's watching, so you kind of want to, do a set that, you would like and do something like that. Or if you're featuring at a club, you have to perform because you're getting paid, and, there's a paying audience too, and you're working for the headliner type of thing. And then a more relaxed show is just silly or in a bar. It's not high stakes, or a place you feel really comfortable. So if you perform there a lot, you have more leeway and you're just more comfortable to try stuff. So it's always a good time.
Again, you're all over the Chicagoland area, all of the main clubs here. What makes Zanie stand out to you?
Oh, I'm really into tight, small back rooms. So the lower the ceiling, the better it is. So it's a really low ceiling, and so it's been here for so long, and a lot of cool people have performed here. So that's pretty cool too. But the space alone is just perfect for comedy.
It's a nice room, a nice intimate setting.
Yeah.
You know, the way it is, I know exactly what you're talking about. Before I let you get about it, because I know you got to go perform. I know you got to get yourself together. Do me a favor, tell the people how they can reach Lisa Traeger, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff.
On the internet, I'm Glitter Cheese. On Twitter and Instagram, I feel like Facebook is dead, so like there's no reason to do that. And then my website's lisatraeger.com. And I'll be, when does this air? Soon?
Pretty soon, yeah. It's a compilation for everything for the 35th anniversary.
Oh, how exciting. Well, I'll be on Comedy Central's Adam Devine's house party on the 31st. So you can watch me
That's
there.
cool. That's
cool. So you can do that.
All right, Lisa Traeger, I thank you for taking time out. Come talk to
Thank you.
I'm Jay Washington here for Urban Grind TV. Make sure you find me on Twitter at Mr. J Washington. I'll let you later.